Hello and welcome back to Call Centre Helper. My name is Xander Freeman and we are continuing our coverage here at Twickenham, the heart of English rugby for Nice Interactions International 2025. I'm so excited to be joined by Michelle and David from SSE Airtricity. Hello guys.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
It's good, it's good. It's an exciting place.
It is, in fairness it is.
I know. So we're at the midpoint of the day. We've had some keynotes from Scott and Barry as well. Lots of talk about AI agents, but also the unified platform. How did you find it so far?
Really good, really interesting. I think it really aligns to what we're trying to do as a business in SSE Airtricity. So I know there's a lot of talk of AI and what the platform can do, and right now we're really starting to go on that journey in terms of what we do with AI. So right now we're really kind of dipping our toes in the water, seeing what's best for the customer, and then we'll take it from there, what really associates with us.
That makes perfect sense. And I think it's the right attitude to take coming into an event like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant, Jeff. For myself, it's we just came off the session with Barry, and it was great validation to hear from someone like himself and see the capability within the system. We are obviously customers of Nice, and we've recently committed to a few more years with additional capability. That hopefully offers up a lot more opportunity for us to go further and accelerate quicker with what we're looking to deliver. I think seeing the discussion points, speaking to other participants here, it's great to hear the similar stories and the similar opportunities being discussed throughout. So for us, it's good kind of spotlight to show that the right things we're going after, and it kind of gives us good. Making a mess of this here.
No, don't worry about it. It's all good. I get what you're saying. It's one of my favourite things about an event like this is when you've got, it goes underrated sometimes, but when you've got those similar pain points, it's not as nice as talking just about the success stories, but also, it's a big industry, even across verticals. There are a lot of commonality there, and it's nice to know, right, it's not just me.
Yeah.
That makes a world of difference.
Yeah, and I met somebody earlier as well, and they're kind of starting their journey. So we embedded Nice X1 2 years ago, and she was kind of saying that she's just starting out that journey, looking to see what solution would kind of suit her and the company that she works with. I think from our side, we were very traditional, very siloed, kind of like everybody else here. So to meet somebody who's at that start of the journey, to kind of bring them through what we've done, what we've included as part of our contact centre, kind of puts people at ease because you're listening to kind of like real stories. So yeah, so it's great to see that.
Real stories, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that and pretend I came up with it.
Grant, that's fine.
Sorry,
I'll let
it's
you
not like
copyright it.
Yeah. But David, let's move on to you now. Obviously, I've been a little bit more familiar with your work recently. You were
My work.
I know.
Sounds so professional, huh?
Well, it's a professional setup, isn't it? It's hard not to play that card. But obviously, you featured as expert commentary in NICE's Global Happiness Index recently. Can you share a little bit about what you were talking about there?
Yeah, so we were focusing in on the importance of customer service in the current climate, especially when we're seeing a drop in customer satisfaction rates overall. And I suppose what the role that AI plays in that. Obviously, what we're seeing is that AI is being talked about in events like this. It's becoming so prominent in terms of the narrative around customer experience. And obviously, you've got different levels of adoption to it. So from our perspective, we're seeing that, again, to Michelle's point, in quite a traditional environment with a very diverse demographic of customer. There are some customers ready to completely embrace AI, jump in 2 feet. There are other customers who are a bit more reserved and a bit more cautious. What we're seeing is that those customers who are erring on the cautious side are still getting the value and the benefits of it, because those customers who are jumping in with both feet, we're seeing that we're being able to automate and mitigate low-hanging fruit, the low complexity, high volume queries, which is freeing up availability for the other customers. We're seeing quicker response times, greater availability of talent and staff, where we're able to spend a bit more time on the high complex queries, shifting the focus to becoming more of a value add contact center as opposed to the traditional cost center that CX and CS has typically looked at.
Yeah, it's such a smart way of putting it as well. I think just to touch on one of the points you made there, it's sometimes when we talk about AI in contact centers, people can get a little bit overwhelmed with it, and that's only natural. But like we were saying, break it down into bite-sized, low-hanging fruit makes a world of difference. You don't need to go all in right away. You can take it as a journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
100%. And I suppose what we see now with the sophistication of AI, a lot of customers aren't even aware that they're engaging with it, whether it's smart routing, getting you to the right customer at the right time, if it's smart bots who are addressing those low-touch, high-volume queries, or other areas that we're working on behind the scenes, such as smart forecasting, getting the bums on the seats, making sure that we're there to facilitate those queries. So the end customer doesn't see that, so they may not be appreciating the value or the extent of AI engaging in that whole ecosystem. But obviously that's where we're being able to expand on that and delve further to really maximize value and look at the other suite of systems that the likes of NICE offers up to us. And that's again going back to the validation of today, bringing a full centralized, seamless platform into play. And that's where we're looking to go further and further, being able to really look at that seamless journey start to finish.
I love when my guest does my segue for me. It makes my job so much easier. Michelle, obviously, David just mentioned there the journey that you guys are on with SSE Airtricity. Share a little bit more about that to our audience who might not be familiar with it.
So I suppose for us, in terms of like the CX journey, started about probably 2 years ago. David came in, started it all off, and then I was second in to kind of help him out. So we now have built up a team of roughly about 20 people on the team, and that's a combination of customer journey mappers, CX insights, and quality as well. So it's quite a diverse kind of team that we have, but we all work really well together. I suppose in the 2 years we've kind of built up this team to kind of feed out insights as much as we can to the wider business, and it's really been reciprocated across the business that people are willing to get involved. I know David always says it as well, nobody's ever going to disagree with what the customer wants. So if we just feed that voice of the customer within the rest of the business, there's no way anybody can argue, and we can just drive that momentum forward. And I suppose it's a testament to the team as well, because last year we were very fortunate to get nominated for 5 awards in the Customer Experience Awards in Ireland last year. So I think that's just testament to what we're doing in the business as well.
It's lovely to get that bit of recognition.
Absolutely, yeah, it's great.
But I think you're right, though, and I think when it comes down to actually utilising your data in the right way, like you say, VOC is such an important part, but because of what you're doing at the moment, you can, it opens up so many more opportunities for getting that customer voice across.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think there's certain journeys that people take for granted that through like our IT teams might say, oh, well, that's fine, it's working as expected. But when you actually look at the customer data saying that it's not working, or why can't I do this online, you know, that's testament to everything. I know I've been in certain meetings where IT teams and basically said, here's a ream of our data, this is what our customers are saying, so lads, we really need to figure out a plan of how we get this working.
I think that's the right approach to be taking to it.
Yeah.
So I suppose my final question is, what's next for you guys? You've obviously mentioned how you've been scaling the team. Is there more of that in mind? What do you foresee for next year? If I was to talk to you again this time next year, maybe at a different venue, but what would you be saying to me, do you think?
So luckily we have a couple of more nice modules coming into play, hopefully over the next couple of months. So we're looking at feedback manager, interaction analytics, and quality manager as well. And then for me then, what I'm trying to push then is the agent knowledge base then as well. Because right now, unfortunately, our agents don't have access to that knowledge. Again, it's still siloed. We're expecting a lot from our agents, and we're not giving them the tools to do it. So that's, for me, is one of the key drivers that I need to get delivered this year. So hopefully next year we're in a place where our agents are feeling a lot better for how they're working on a day-to-day. Team leaders feel a bit better because they're not having that interaction where they're getting asked lots of questions. And then we're really getting down into the granular detail of like what customers need from that interaction analytics and that sentiment analysis as well.
I love how you've covered over both agents and customers. Yeah. That is such an important part of the discussion.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially knowledge management, which I find gets left behind sometimes. But when people want to talk about AI, ultimately that's the first step. It's what you're putting into it.
I know. I remember when I was a customer service manager a couple of years ago, the first thing I wanted to do was get an agent knowledge base in. Now I know it's taken me a while, but I'll get there, I just promise.
What a lovely career milestone.
I know. So small, but sure, listen, needs to be done.
Well, I know you're going to be on stage soon anyway, so I think that's all the time we have for now. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today.
No bother, thank you.
Thank you very much. Brilliant.
Yes. Thank you.